Something wild is happening in Portland. Watch this possession. Two defenders trapping the ball almost full court. Now we're rotating. Now we're fake trapping. Now we're peeling off. Now we're denying all these passes and catches, fighting for every inch. And then we're scrambling on the backside. It looks chaotic, but in fact, it's not. It's a plan. One the Portland Trailblazers have fully embraced. They're not waiting for you to run offense. They're attacking the moment they're on defense. And right now, they're leading a defensive revolution in the NBA. Because around the league, something is changing. Teams are pressing more than ever. Through the first week of the season, NBA teams are pressing on nearly 5 times more possessions than just a decade ago. And in fact, it's almost double what we saw 2 years back. Some are calling it the pressification of the NBA. Much of that credit and influence probably goes to the Indiana Pacers, who led the league last year in press rate and then ramped it up to 23% during their finals run. But this year, one team has taken that idea and pushed it even further. The Portland Trailblazers are pressing on 23.8% of their possessions, the highest rate in at least a decade, maybe longer in the NBA. And the results so far, nothing short of outrageous. They lead the NBA in steals, in forced turnovers, and it's not even close. Nearly 1 in every 5 possessions ends with a Blazers takeaway. But the press is about more than just pressure. It's about control. Pressing is almost like the Swiss Army knife of defense. It lets you do anything you want it to do. First and most obvious, it creates turnovers. It unleashes Portland's swarm of defenders across all 94 feet. Guys like Toumani Camara, Jrue Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, and Blake Wesley. I'm sure no team or ball handler gets excited to play the Portland Trailblazers, because no ball handler in their right mind wants to be stranded one-on-one on an island with one of those guys. And if you do happen to survive that possession, well, they've certainly made you work for it. Which highlights one of the key differences in full court defense versus half court defense. In the full court, defenders have space to recover. If you get beat on the ball, you can use a turn and run, flipping your hips and body into a sprint to cut off the ball and get back in front further down the court. But in the half court, that same technique can get your ankles broken because the offense is already in scoring range, and so the space to recover is almost non-existent. But in the full court, that turn and run becomes a weapon. It lets Portland's defenders extend pressure while still having room to recover if they get beat, all the while forcing the offense to burn time and energy just across the half-court line. That difference between half-court defense and full-court defense is a huge reason this system works for the Blazers. And over a 48-minute game, the Blazers will wear you down until you're asking someone else to bring the ball up. Which leads us to the second reason the press is so important. It breaks the offense's rhythm. So far this year, it has led almost every team to use non-ball handlers to initiate offense, which has led to sloppy possessions, turnovers, and makes teams look uncomfortable even doing things they normally do. And even when the offense puts it all together, they've already burned so much time off the clock. By the time they're organized and ready to run their first action, well, the shot clock is already down to 12, maybe 14 seconds. And that's when the press really starts to pay off. It steals rhythm, it steals seconds, and statistically, it steals efficiency from half-court offenses. And lastly, pressing allows the Blazers to limit touches from the stars who usually can control a game. They'll face guard scorers like Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, and even Austin Reeves, denying their catches entirely. sometimes even using the inbounder's defender to turn and help face guard those key players to make sure it stays out of their hand. And even as the offense progresses into the half court, they can continue that denial on those star players. But to be honest, that's one of the most complicated things in their press, and it's not complicated at all. There's no zone pressing, there's no run and jump principles, just the team making opposing offenses earn every pass, every catch, and every dribble. A team that is currently forcing a turnover on 23% of their press possessions. Think about that. Nearly 1 out of every 4 press attempts ends in a ball going the other way. Portland isn't just pressuring, they're breaking the league's rhythm. They've turned the full court press into a defensive identity. And in doing so, they've built a defense that doesn't just react to the offense, but it changes it completely. And it will be interesting to see if the Trailblazers can keep this defensive intensity up for the entire regular season. And if they can, well, maybe the press revolution has only just begun. If you love defense, you're in the right place, so make sure to like and subscribe to this channel because we cover everything defense. And hey, if you're a player who wants to level up your own defense, you can now send me your clips. Email me a cut-up of your film or tag me on one of these social medias on the screen, and I'll personally take a look at your defense, identify any movement inefficiencies, and give you the adjustments you need to fix. Because great defense doesn't just happen by accident, it's built one movement at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. As always, I'm Coach Mike with Lockdown Defense. Keep up the hard work.